I woke up feeling a little adventurous today, so I said to myself, can I finish this book in a day? Well, we're about to find out. Hello people, this is Sonali, the Melodramatic Bookworm. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to the Melodramatic Bookworm family. Also, welcome to a brand new reading vlog. My reading has been a little inconsistent of late, so I decided to set myself a challenge today to see if I can finish a book in one single day. Yeah, great idea, right? But to be fair, I do think that it's not a bad idea, even if it's not a great idea, especially since I've picked a romance book to do this challenge with. The book in question, as you've seen from the thumbnail and the title, is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This is the second in the Not in Love series, the first of which is Not in Love, which I read last month. I spoke about that book in my June and July reading wrap up. If you'd like to go check that video out, I'll leave the link here as well as in the description box below. Not in Love was about Eli and Rue, and this one is about Eli's sister Maya and his friend Connor. This is an age gap romance and it involves wedding and sneaking around and all the usual suspects, the shenanigans that come about with a story like this. And although Not in Love was a disappointment for me, I'm really interested to see how Ali Hazelwood spins this one. So it's 12:40 p.m. right now and we have the whole day to read and film this vlog, and at this point I am confident that I can do this. So, without any further ado, let's go. What the hell is fulminating diarrhea? And why does Jade have this idea right off the bat? She's been thinking about this for way too long and it's concerning. I forgot about Tiny. Tiny is Eli's dog. His description in a nutshell is this. Fortunately, Tiny is an enthusiastic traveler, which allowed them to keep Europe on the table. Unfortunately, not every airline allows in-cabin transport of bear-sized dogs who bark through their night terrors after being awakened by the smell of their own farts. Okay, we had diarrhea, now we have dog farts. Very nice. So these two had a fling, but when? Because Maya in this book, I think she's 23? Maya Kilgore is 23. Connor Harkness is 38. And this is 2 years after the events of Not in Love. Maya was mooning over Connor in that book. So did the fling happen since then or what? Because the implications are a bit... The older both the people are when the relationship started, the lesser my issues are with the said romance. But if the romance started when they were like, for example, if someone was 20 and their partner was 35 when their romance started, I would still side-eye them just a little. And these people are on the brink. They are just teetering on that. Well, that's exactly why it's called Problematic Summer Romance, but plus, I also feel like the writing in this a little more snarkier than usual, which I'm really enjoying because I realized that for someone who isn't a problem, Connor has a funny way of taking up my mental space. And I'm no fan of the brain power I'm expending on someone who hasn't thought of me in years. In years? No. Okay, last August. Last August is still okay. But maybe this is the week I sanitize myself, redact my life, purge it all out, Connor and all the bullshit between us. Like drinking bleach. It's going to be unpleasant, might even kill me, but if it doesn't, I'll be so much stronger. Or in critical organ failure. I'm not a doctor. What doesn't kill you make you stronger? Kelly Clarkson. Imagine if this book turned out to be a story about Maya and Avery, because sparks are there. Out with it. What did you do? Eli didn't quite have all the information and he still doesn't. Okay, that's fine, but there's a reason why you said that here. I mean, I know who it's related to, but spill. The finance terms are going right like this because what do you mean capital aggregation game? What do you mean we know at a glance that the equity check won't hit our threshold? It's too much, too beautiful. The turquoise waters and dark green trees are too bright, like some AI generated postcard. Cool. The descriptions of Sicily, the seaside, the villa, all of it is making me want to be in Italy right now. I've never been, but I want to be in Italy right now. Sola bella. Connor has the audacity. Maya is trying to minimize friction as much as she can, and Connor has the audacity to ask her if she's high. She's like, you're manic, your pupils are dilated, you've been hyper and fidgety since you stepped out of the car, word vomiting. You're 38 years old. You don't. This book is literally called Problematic Summer Romance. It's literally called Problematic Summer Romance. Okay. Shh. And the next page he says, get some sleep and stop acting like a red dye guzzling child. That's not easy. When Maya says she's trying to be easy. Connor Harkness, I will... All this in 30 pages. 30. The drama. But these two are giving the definition of problematic summer romance. They are putting the problem in problematic. At this point, he's not exactly wrong though. I hate to be agreeing with Connor, but in this particular instance, he is not wrong. Okay, this I don't agree with because what the hell was that? By the next time we cross paths, I expect you to have come down from whatever this is and to stop acting like the childish brat you so love to remind me you aren't. Minami later fell out of love and married someone else. Is that why Connor is a jackass? No, I refuse to blame a woman for a dude's worst behaviors, although I will blame myself for still being attracted to him, even when I should know better. You summed it up perfectly, no notes. I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat something before I devour this book. Although maybe devouring this book is the whole point. Oh. 3 years, 2 months, 3 weeks earlier, Edinburgh, Scotland. She was 20. He was 35. The kind of example I was giving to you at the beginning of this video. Why is Connor the way he is? What a redacted. Because I want to call him names. Make a point without being a condescending prick. Connor drove Maya to and from school at one point. I have words because what do you mean he dropped everything and flew to another continent because she was crying? Yes, she was 20, but still. I want to give this more weight than it deserves, but that is kind of sweet. The fact that Eli and Maya's relationship, even though there was a lot of friction, the way it has turned into something so sweet, so lovely, it makes me smile. Every time I read their interactions and every time I read Maya and Rue's interactions, and how they really want each other in their lives now that they've found that they love each other so much. They've built up that relationship back from where it used to be. This particular sibling relationship I am a huge fan of and I'm really loving. I thought children come with a built-in jackass detector like dogs. So what I'm going to say is a link that I found. It's not something great. It's not something, oh my god, this is going to influence how the rest of the book will go. It's something very inconsequential, but I found that since they are in Italy, there's a housekeeper in the villa that they are staying at, and the housekeeper's name is Lucrezia. And that took me back to The Marriage Portrait. The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell, which I read and you've seen me gush about in a vlog, the Reading Booktube of Favorites episode 3, which went up last month. And it sort of makes me feel like that connection between these two names, two different people in two different books set in two different timelines and two different genres, it sort of makes me feel like everything is connected. Maybe this lady was named Lucrezia because of that Duchess. Who knows? I don't know. I thought it was interesting and I thought I would share it with you. You know what? I'm so split about how to feel about these two, especially Connor, because, age gap and all of that. They started talking, maybe not in a romantic way when she was 20, but it's always kind of... But then again, both of them are adults, so I'm no one to judge. And then he says things like, don't put yourself in the same category as Minami or Avery or Tamrin. You do not belong there. It's the verbal equivalent of a slap in the face, she says. As a reader, looking on from outside, I see the other meaning that could be attributed to what he said. Like, you are a level above all of those, Maya, and all of that. But I also understand how in the moment it could be construed. Why am I talking like Yoda? I can understand why and how Maya would take it to be the way that she took it to be. He's trying to put distance between both of them. He's trying to move away. He's like, no, this is not going to happen. No, it doesn't matter what relationship I have with anybody else at this wedding. It's not going to be you. I see why. I'm not going to say I appreciate it because he's doing the right thing, the bare minimum of sorts. But we also know that this is a romance book. So we know what's going to happen. How it is going to be built up towards the end is what I'm interested to see. Ugh. Everybody started... Tamrin isn't related. How is Tamrin related? What is she doing at Eli and Ruth's wedding? Okay, this book is fun so far. I'm 100 pages into this book and it is fun so far. I get what she's trying to do and I see how towing the line between appropriate and inappropriate is taking a lot of the energy. And I feel like in these 100 pages she has addressed the problematic behavior that comes with being an age gap couple, at least in this time and age. And Connor is an ass most of the times and he has the sourest, the bitterest tongue of anyone I've seen, any character I've seen, that is. And he can be an ass, but he can also be sweet. He can do a lot of good. Then Maya is also the kind of woman who is strong, smart, intelligent, but when it comes to that one person in her life, she goes... But then again, aren't we all? There's that one person who makes you go totally ballistic, who shoots the sense out of your brain. But the thing about Maya that I love the most is that even when she's in that situation, she's behaving sensibly. So there is this kind of back and forth that's happening and I'm really liking this book. Although maybe I shouldn't be so quick to make a full judgment about this book because I haven't finished it yet. It's 4 o'clock in the evening and I've only read 100 pages because I've been reading and yapping. So it's taken a bit of time. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to take off my makeup, go change into something warmer because it's freezing. I mean, it's not 0 degrees, but it's still cold as hell and I can't sit in the same position. I might even move inside and do some reading in bed. Then I'll need some coffee, hot. So once I have all of that ready, I'll come back And maybe during that time I might have read a bit more of the book. So, see ya. So I downloaded Hank Green's latest app, which is called Focus Friend, which helps you in curbing your distractions by having this particular bean knit socks and things like that. So if you disturb the bean, then the bean will be very sad because it got interrupted. So you can't afford to make the bean sad. And I feel it has been very helpful in me staying undistracted. So I'm going to do a bit of that now. 20 minutes. Does physics have an explanation for why humans insist on being such effing shitheads? No, there's no explanation. I am not a physicist and I can tell you that. Okay, two things. Is that the banter between these two is amazing. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's how I like banter to be. That is very well done in this book. At least it's building up to be well done. Second, I'm only just getting around to the fact that these two being together is a wonderful idea. Like, I'm starting to root for them. And just as I'm starting to do that, Avery comes in. What are you doing here? Like, you had food poisoning. Go sleep. Leave these two alone. These two are just on their way out to the city to explore because Maya wants to explore. And Avery has to butt in. Like, may I join you? No, you may not. Go sleep, yeah. Go sleep. Okay, maybe this is the main character thing where if you're reading a book from the perspective of a character, you tend to be more sympathetic towards them. You tend to root for them more. Except Coriolanus, no. Any other main character, you want to root for them. You want them to get what they want. It's not Avery's fault, but just... And Alfie can go drown. Connor's dad is such a useless... By the way, Avery, she's good. I mean, I didn't think that she was bad before this, but there's a conversation that's just happened and I'm like, girl, what are you trying to do? But I'm still not taking you off the list, okay? Be very careful. I just found out who Tamsin is and it's funnier than ever. Not who she is. Her identity is not funny, but the people who have just learned her identity, their reaction is funny because Nyota just screamed. And then on the next page, tell me that's it. Relation sprinkled arsenic and cinnamon on musty grandpa's oatmeal. So it is 7:28 in the evening and I'm on page 204. I love it because even though there are a couple of things, the main thing that I'm a little on the fence about, I do think that Ali Hazelwood has kind of handled it well in this book and she has given a lot of perspective maybe in the strangest of ways. Plus the chapter that I've just finished is about Maya and Eli talking and the brother-sister bond is so lovely to see. It's so lovely to see how proud Eli is of Maya and how he's always so supportive of her and how Maya returns the favor, how she understands him better, and through everything that they've been through, to see them grow into the characters that they currently are, it's a different feeling altogether because there was something in Not in Love that was a bit we are just getting back on track to being proper loving siblings, even though we do fight all the time. But this one has taken it to the next level, and I really, really, really love that about this book. This is something that happens with me and my brother as well. Like we don't go to that extreme, but it's always there. The back and forth, the banter, it's always there, and to see that reflected so well on page is something that I really love. Okay, then I have just a few things that I wanted to say about these however many pages. First is that at one point Connor and Maya are talking about sports. They are about to have a day out on the beach, and Connor is Irish, okay? Maya is American. Where are we going? She asks. To play the best sport in the world. Maya says, I don't think we can figure skate on sand. Connor goes, football, Maya. Your football or ours? So Connor goes, you have no football, just an organized system of overgrown men giving each other CTE. Which is true. This is a gripe that I have with what they call American football, because that is just a bunch of men taking a ball in their hand and running across the field. That's not football. That's closer to handball. Then later on in the book, after this, Avery does something which Nyota and me both were side-eyeing her for, because we were like, why did she do this? Did this really happen, or did she fake it? And I want to believe that it really happened, because so far whatever I've seen of Avery, it's a bit of a 50-50 for me, but I really do want to believe that Avery is a good person, and I don't want to take this whole thing out and pit woman against woman and all that all over a man. But since we are with the main character and all of that, I am obviously side-eyeing Avery. And the next couple of points I want to combine into one point, and that is that Connor, being the jealous, protective dumbass that he is, why are you not allowing her, and who are you to allow in the first place, but why are you not allowing her to go meet someone and do whatever the hell she wants? That's where I'm at in this book. I'm going to take a quick break, maybe 10 minutes or so, and then come back and continue reading this. I've only just read 20 pages more, but one of the most romantic lines in the history of literature has been said, and I want to share that here. So one night Connor calls Maya up drunk, and she asks, you okay? Yeah, I just wanted to listen to you exist. How do you say something that sweet and recover from it? What the hell? Oh, so that's what they meant when they said it's not a good time to fly something to Eastern Sicily. There's so much chaos going on, and how? Why? This is like a mini plot twist to add to the chaos, to add to the ruckus, because there's so much going on, and this one missing piece of the puzzle, which is a very important character in the story, by the way, you'll know if you read it. I so badly want to make a movie reference, but if I make that movie reference, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's too far into the story for me to give away any of these details. So it's 9:28 in the night, and I am 265 pages into this book. This is just an update about where I am in the book and whether I will be able to complete the challenge that I set for myself. It's not that I didn't believe it, but somehow I wanted to make it interesting given how my reading has been going. But I do have a few hours to go before I go to sleep, so I think I will be able to finish this. See you on the other side. What is going on? Thank you. So it's just half an hour past midnight, and I have just finished reading Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood, and yes, I did it, and I'm so happy because I completed the challenge that I set for myself. Makes me really proud for whatever reason. The main thing is that I really enjoyed this book more than I enjoyed Not in Love. Although I do think that the back and forth that Connor had going about his relationship with Maya, it sort of made me think, how many times are you going to say the same thing over and over again? How many times are you going to rehash the same thing over and over and over again? Doesn't it get tiring? But then again, I also did think that he did have a couple of valid points. Although I also do think that he should have resolved those issues way earlier than what exactly happened, where it happened in this book. Because at one point he's literally saying, I don't want to take advantage of you by exploiting our age difference or power imbalance, right after they did what the religious would call unholy. And at that point I was like, man, just get over yourself. You're just being disingenuous. Because how many times are you going to say the same thing over and over? See, these kind of things, this kind of rules and this kind of moral obligations and moral questions you need to rehash in order to make sure that you're not going against yourself, you're not going against your own morals and values. But to do it so many times, it felt more like virtue signaling than anything else. So it was like, we get it. We get the point, but I also understand why he was doing it. But I also am like, stop. And as to Avery, at one point I was like, but why is Avery feeling betrayed? Like, he told you he doesn't feel anything for you. Why are you feeling betrayed, Papam Avery? And the last point which I noted down, but which I didn't want to not talk about, is the fact that the conversations that are happening in this, there are two of the most important conversations, and I didn't see one of them coming. That was one of the most important ones Maya would ever have in her life. Even the second one, at the point at which it came through, the point at which everything exploded, it's sort of here. Now you're seeing it. It should have come a few pages before or a few chapters before, but okay, fine, it's come at this point. ठीक है. I also do think, because of this very reason, that the book could have been shorter. It didn't need to be 397 pages long. Its only plus side of it being that long is that it is easy to read. It is quick, fast-paced, and it's very well written. So that sort of saves it from becoming a drag. So I am a little surprised, I must say, with this book, because I was not expecting to like it. I was not expecting to like the conflicts that arose and how the love was written, how the relationships and how these issues were written about. Not in Love felt a bit stiff and cardboardy, but this one felt full of life, full of interesting human moral questions that you keep thinking about way long after you finish reading the book. So that was my reading vlog for Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This was part of a challenge that I set myself, in which I challenged myself to see if I could finish a book in one single day. And I think I finished it in less than 12 hours, which is saying something. And since I've not yet gone to sleep, the day has not ended yet. So I have completed this reading challenge on multiple levels. So it makes me super happy, super happy. So what did you think of this video? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Or have you read Problematic Summer Romance? What did you think of it? And will you pick this book up after watching my vlog? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'm working on multiple videos that I'm so excited for you to see. So I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Until then, keep reading, keep watching, and add melodrama to your life.